Today on Have Another, I have Janet's Brown Ale, more or less. And you might wonder why I have two. Well, there's a long story with this. So, as I was brewing this, I realized I was also going on vacation. And I only had 16 days to let it ferment. And it recommended 21. So my concern is that it finished fermenting in the bottle, which could cause it to, that Mount Vesuvius kind of thing where it just kind of goes everywhere. So I have a bowl just in case that happens. And if it does, I've got a backup one so that I can try that one, and still a bowl in case it happens to both of them. But major shout out here to Ashley at Mr. Beer, who answered my panicked Facebook messages. So we came up with a plan. I let the first couple of days go with the Cephali US 5, failing at the word here, yeast. And then after like 2 or 3 days when the bubbles, they all go down, I went ahead and put the regular Mr. Beer yeast in, just try to accelerate the fermentation. Hopefully that worked. Now, some of you very astutely are saying, but wait a minute, how did you do the dry hopping? I solved that problem by forgetting to reserve the whatever hops it was, I forget the type. I just boiled them all together in the beginning, and then as I was doing that, I was like, wait a minute, what am I supposed to dry hop with? And I realized it was already being boiled. So the dry hopping wasn't a problem because I forgot to do it. So that's why this is Janet's Brown Ale, more or less. It was fermented for 16 days. I then let it sit 4 weeks on Ashley's recommendation in the bottle. So it was 16 days fermenting with 2 yeasts, and it was in the actual bottles for 4 weeks. That's why I haven't had a lot of videos. Also, I got to start brewing some stuff. But it was in the bottles for 4 weeks. So that should give it a nice finished flavor, provided that it was done fermenting when it got into the bottle. Now, we think it's going to work. There's no fault of Ashley's if it doesn't, so don't start that. She was amazingly helpful, as everyone at Mr. Beer always is. And so I was doing this for the big brew. That was another thing. I was going to film myself doing it, and that just did not work out. That was a disaster. So this has been a series of disasters, a series of unfortunate events that hopefully will turn into a nice glass of beer. I feel a little bit like my cousin from Boston guy. But anyways, here we go. Now one thing, as I'm looking at it, you can see through the bottle a little bit. It has a nice kind of amber taste to it. It is Canadian blonde, and it has the chocolate malt, which I forget, was it Sticky Wicket? I can't remember which one had chocolate malt, but I really liked it. So I'm pretty excited about this, even with all the craziness. And let's see how it goes. Bowl at the ready. Cross your fingers. Open nicely. Not a super carbonation sound, but there's some bubbles there. That might be okay. Oh, nice smell to it. Nice classic kind of beer smell to it. Very nice. A little bit of, I think this is going to be nice because it's not going to be too dark. Oh, we're getting a lot of head. We're getting a lot of head. All right, got to be slow on the pour here. Slow on the pour. Slow on the pour. That might be okay because I was pouring it pretty fast. Or it might just be a foamy mess. Who knows? Slow on the pour. No, it's working out. A little bit too fast on the pour there. Okay, well that looks pretty good actually. And there are carbonation bubbles, even though I didn't get quite the sound that I usually get when I open it. There are tons of carbonation bubbles, just, I doubt you can see that. But they're all just rushing right up there, just like I would like. I think my Kindle sometimes records this a little darker. So this is dark, but you can see, when I'm looking at it in the light, I can see through it a little bit. It's nice it is it's a brown ale. Good head on it, good retention. So far, so good. Let's see. Nice smell. You can smell the hops a little bit. Let's, so far, this just may have worked. That'd be nice. Mm. Oh, this came out nice. Okay, I like the chocolate malt. I'm not a dark beer drinker, but this isn't really. I know it looks dark, so all extract beers look dark, but it's definitely playing like brown, like a kind of caramel colored ale. And well, I didn't dry hop it, but it has the right amount of hops for me. This is much like the last one that I did. The hops is just right in this one. It's not overpowering. I thought like in Big Mountain Ale it was a little bit overpowering for my taste. I'd cut back, but this again is just right. Um, there was a couple of malts that went into this, so it has a great like creamy mouthfeel to it. Mm, yeah, it just like evaporates too. So it has like a creamy mouthfeel to it because it has a couple of different malts, not just the chocolate malt. And a nice. The head is like kind of creamy. This is perfect. And then just a late taste of hops as it goes down. This is perfectly balanced for me. Of course, it's using Canadian Blonde, which is my favorite, as the base, which is an excellent choice always. And then what's funny is that so you take the mouthful here. Oh, this is a perfect mouthfeel. You get this nice creamy kind of flavor, and then it just like evaporates so smoothly. There's no burn whatsoever. It just evaporates, and then you get just that tops right at the end. This is almost like it's not gonna. I love Canadian Blonde Deluxe, but this is topping the last beer that I actually can't for the life of me remember which one it was, but this and I just drank it last night. So, but this is just it just evaporates perfectly, and you could glug it if you wanted to. Janet may have made the perfect beer. I know that it won some sort of award, and I was doing it for the Big Brew Days, part of that. It was fun to actually brew, even though I screwed it up and I didn't have enough time. I don't know. Maybe there's something to the fact that I used the second yeast to speed it up, because it definitely did ferment. I mean, this tastes perfect. There's no off flavors at all, and look at the lacing. Look at that. The head's perfect. There's head retention throughout. It's creamy, smooth. It's everything I would want in a beer. It has a nice flavor, not overwhelming, but it's there. You can taste the hops at the end. It's just well balanced. I'd recommend this to anyone. It's fantastic. Yeah, my list is now I think going to be 22, top 22. I'm supposed to do top 20, but this is going to be right up there in the top five. I'm starting to like wonder where do I put all these. Um, excellent, excellent beer. Let's have a little bit more and just be sure it's excellent. It's excellent. Just this has the best mouthfeel of any of the Mr. Beers that I've done. Mm. I really like the chocolate malt, and it's just the right amount of hops. Like Big Mountain Ale, if you like hops, is perfect because it gives you this. It's like unbelievable amount of hops. All you can taste is hops. And for me, that's too much, but it's a great introduction to hops. Like, because I really didn't. I was like, am I tasting the hops or not? After you're done with that beer, you're tasting the hops. This, however, for me, this is perfect. It's not a dark beer, but it's not too light, so it's kind of playing and drinking a little bit like a light beer, where you can kind of glug it, but it has that taste and flavor of the dark beer. It's like right perfectly in the middle. And oh yeah, this is really nice. Drink this on a fall day, watch some football. I can't think of anything that would be better. So, Janet's Brown Ale ish. Uh, it's a huge success. One thing I'm wondering is if adding the extra yeast, if that didn't smooth out the flavor or something. You guys can comment on that if you've done extra yeast. You can still see the carbonation bubbles rising up. This is perfect. I mean, it's absolutely perfect. Nice lacing. I wish you guys could see the color, but I don't think you're gonna be able to see it. The color is caramel. It has a little bit of a dark center. It's definitely brownish. Like it's not black, like dark as night. All extract beers are always a little bit darker than they should be, but or you'd expect them to be. But like it's not black like the Irish stout that they have, but it's a nice brown kind of caramel color, and it tastes a little bit lighter than that. Oh, it's just perfect. Just a hint of hops at the end is just excellent, and the creamy mouthfeel at the beginning. It's like you get this creamy mouthfeel at the beginning, and you can taste like the chocolate malt, which I really like, and then it just like evaporates. It's not there's nothing rough down your throat. It just evaporates into this like very mild, nice, just perfect hop feel. This is just an excellent recreation of this beer, and would I make this again? Oh yeah, so good. Oh yeah, that's good. All right, I've taken up enough of your time. Janet's Brown Ale, highly recommended. It's going to be top five, definitely. Probably going to be higher than that. And I will get that video out to you. And until next time, cheers. Oh yeah, that's good.